Alexander Spinelli here with Longbow Media, and today we are at the Proper booth with former Navy SEAL Jared Ogden, who's also a brand ambassador for Proper. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely, thank you.
So what is Proper?
So Proper, think tactical nylon, everything ranging from boots to belts to range bags. They even have a body armor division. So if you have a range need, pretty much in any capacity, they make stuff for that. Shirts, trousers, the whole 9 yards.
Now, how did you get involved with Proper initially?
So Proper is it's a 50 or so year old company based in St. Louis. I also live in St. Louis. I initially got to know Proper through the television show that I did on National Geographic Channel, and being in St. Louis and having that TV exposure, I just started to wear their stuff, and then I appeared in their catalog a couple times, and it was an informal, friendly relationship during that time. I also started my own company in the firearms space, and things just kind of complemented each other quite well to what it is now. I'm officially a brand ambassador. So I lend my name, my resume to Proper, a brand that I believe in, and in return that gives Proper credibility here in this space.
So what makes Proper different from other tactical gear and clothing?
So that's an interesting question. For me, when you're training with firearms, the most important thing is quality. Okay, I want my firearm to function the way it's supposed to function when it has to function, and that transcends all aspects of training. So when I want my range bag to operate the way it's supposed to, I want for my accessories on my belt to operate the way that they're supposed to, because they're holding life-saving equipment. So I've never had any issues with Proper. It's high-quality gear, and that truly is what sets them apart in an otherwise very saturated part of this industry. The apparel and tactical nylon. Proper, they get it done. It's high-quality stuff.
Yep. Now, you also said you appeared on National Geographic for a TV show or something?
I did, yeah. So a long time ago, I was in the Navy, as you mentioned. When I transitioned off of active duty, I had the opportunity to be on a survival adventure race. It was called Ultimate Survival Alaska on National Geographic Channel, and it was a great way to transition off of active duty and do things, go on this adventure that, frankly, I would pay money to go on. But it was a great way to transition and interact with all of the consumers of that TV show.
That's pretty cool. So now, besides also being a brand ambassador for Proper, you also said you started another company in the shooting sports or Second Amendment space?
Yes, correct. About 3 years ago, I launched a company called Triumph Systems. We're exhibiting that way about 50 yards as a crow would fly, but specifically I operate in the target space. So I design, manufacture, and sell targets, innovative targets, fun targets to shoot. I've got two divisions. One is retail consumable, so kind of think more cardboard and paper-based targets. I've got some targets that bleed in that category. And then I've got a government sales division that focuses on, it's a turning target system that rotates and has a threat on one side and a no threat on the other. So that's what takes up most of my time, is the target stuff.
Now, have you been to these annual meetings before?
Yes, I've been to the NRA annual meeting many years, and I am a life member of the NRA. And the NRA annual meeting is kind of like a family reunion, because you come back and you see a lot of the same people. You develop this kind of family on the road, and then you're always meeting new end users, new members of the NRA. The show travels from city to city, so you really get to if you go to the show for a few years, you're going to get a different cross-section of America, because you're in a different city every time.
And to you, specifically as being a former Navy SEAL, what does the Second Amendment mean to you?
The Second Amendment sets us apart as Americans, and it's very unique in the world that we live in, that we can carry. As an American, it is our right to carry. If you choose to do so, it's your responsibility to do so safely. So the Second Amendment is everything. It separates us from the rest of the world. I don't think that security, personal protection, family protection, home protection, I don't think that should be outsourced. We would have to live in a police state where there's a cop around every single corner. I don't want to live in that. I don't want to outsource my protection. That's what the Second Amendment is all about. My ability to protect myself and my family, those assets that money and insurance cannot replace. That's the Second Amendment.
And is there anything else that you would like to add before we go?
I appreciate it. Yeah, check out Proper. Go to the website and yeah, have a great show.
All right,
Thanks a lot.
Alexander Spinelli here, Longbow Media, here at the Proper booth. We've been speaking with Jerry Ogden, former Navy SEAL and brand ambassador for Proper.